Let's study parallel and perpendicular lines. In this case, perpendicular lines. Two non-vertical lines are perpendicular if their slopes are negative reciprocal of each other. Vertical and horizontal lines are perpendicular. Okay, what is negative reciprocal of each other? For example, if I have one line with my slope equals m1, then needs to be negative reciprocal of the slope of the other line. An example, for example, if I have my m of one line equals 1/3, then the other one, the perpendicular line, is going to have a slope of negative 1/1/3, meaning 3/1, meaning negative 3. This is the negative reciprocal. Let's go to the first example. Write an equation in a slope-intercept form for the line that passes through this point and is perpendicular to the graph of this line. Okay, let's find first the slope of this line. Can I find it in this form? No, I need to bring it to the slope-intercept form, meaning I have to bring this equation to y equals mx plus b, so I can know exactly the m, that is the coefficient of x. So I'm going to transform this one to bring it to this form. What I do is, in the original equation, I'm going to subtract negative 3, or neg 2x, I'm going to subtract from both sides, so I can bring this 2x to the other side. And I have negative 3y equals negative 2x plus 9. Now we're going to eliminate the negative 3 by dividing by negative 3 both sides, and I have y equals 2/3 of x minus 3. In this case, you can see that the equation is in a slope-intercept form, and my m is going to be this coefficient of x, 2/3. So the m for this line is going to be 2/3. m1 is going to be 2/3. What means that the other line that is perpendicular with this one is going to have an m2 equals the negative reciprocal, meaning I put the negative and I flip it, 3/2. This is going to be my slope for the other perpendicular line. So I'm going to rewrite it, the new line, in point slope form. Y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. Which is going to be x1 and y1? Okay, it's going to be this one, x1 and y1. And my m, well, it's going to be the one I found, the negative reciprocal of the other one, negative 3/2. So I'm going to substitute or replace y minus 2 equals my m, negative 3/2 times x minus my x1, that is negative 4. So I do some numbers here, so I know that x minus negative 4 equals as x plus 4, so I rewrite it. And now I'm going to move this negative 2 to the other side. So adding 2 both sides, I have, this goes away, I have that y equals negative 3/2 of x. Negative 6 plus 2 is going to be negative 4. And this is my final equation of the line that passes through point negative 4, 2, and is perpendicular to this one here. 2x minus 3y equals 9. Why? Because the slopes are opposite reciprocal. The slope of this one originally is 2/3, and the slope of the new one is negative 3/2, or 3/2. They're opposite. So these two lines are going to be perpendicular. For exercise number 2, says determine whether the graph of the following equations are parallel or perpendicular. Explain. Okay. I have one equation here. This is my first equation. 2x plus y equals negative 7. My second one is this one. X minus 2y equals negative 4. Let's put numbers. And the last one is this one. 4x minus y equals 5. This is my third equation. Let's go to the first one. The first one is in y-intercept form, meaning y equals mx plus b. No, it's not. So I have to bring it in order to find the m, the slope. I'm going to do this for each one of these three equations and see and compare the slope of each one of them and see if it is perpendicular or parallel. So let's go. Let me rewrite it. 2x plus y equals negative 7. What I'm going to do here is going to get rid of the 2x by subtracting 2x both sides. Negative 2x negative 2x. Okay, when I add in this one, negative 2x will go away, and I have that y equals negative 2x minus 7. And this equation is in the form y mx plus b. I can see easily that my m in this one is negative 2. Let's do the same for the equation number 2, this one. Let's rewrite it here. X minus 2y equals negative 4. I'm going to get rid of the x by subtracting x both sides. Negative x, negative x. Go ahead and this goes away. Negative 2y equals negative x minus 4. Still I have the negative 2 bothering me here. So I'm going to divide by negative 2 both sides by negative 2. Okay, this goes away, and y equals negative x minus 4. This is the same thing as negative x over negative 2 minus 4 over negative 2. So I'm going to do now my quotients here. Negative and negative is positive, so it's going to be 1/2 of x in this case. Imagine the 1 that is multiplying the x here, or negative 1. Negative 1 over negative 2, since numerator and denominator are negative, the equation is, or the quotient is positive. Negative and negative is positive, plus 4 divided by 2, that is 2. So I have this equation now here, that is y equals 1/2 of x plus 2, and my m, clearly, my m2 equals 1/2. This is my m1, negative 2, m2, 1/2. I'm going to find the last one now. My equation number 3, I'm going to change it to slope intercept. I'm going to rewrite it for x minus y equals 5. I'm going to get rid of the 4x by subtracting 4x both sides. This goes away. Negative y equals negative 4x plus 5. This is a negative 1, so I'm going to get rid of the negative 1 by multiplying everything by negative 1. And this one I'm going to multiply by negative 1. What happens now? Negative 1 times this negative is positive y. Negative 1 times this is going to change the signs inside, meaning this changed to 4x, this changed to negative 5. And I have my last equation. My m3 is going to be, in this case, 4. So I have my 3 slopes here. Let's compare. Let's see m1 and m2. Is this one opposite reciprocal of this one? Yes, let's start in m. Here, let's start in m1 equals negative 2. The opposite reciprocal, I'm going to change the sign to positive and flip this 1/2. So this one is 1/2. So this one and this one are opposite reciprocal. So this line and this line are perpendicular. Let's compare m2 and m3. They are not opposite reciprocal, they are not the same, so these two are nothing. They are not perpendicular or parallel. Let's compare this one and this one. These two are not opposite reciprocal, they are not the same, so these two lines are not parallel or perpendicular. The only ones that are perpendicular is this one and this one, because the m's, the slopes, are reciprocal. On exercise number 4, it says write an equation in slope-intercept form for the lines that pass it through the given point and is perpendicular to the graph of each equation. Okay, passes through point 4, 2, and is perpendicular to this equation. Okay, let's start labeling. If passes through this point, this is going to be x1 and this is going to be y1. Is this line in slope intercept form? Yes, it is. Look at that. Y equals mx plus b. My m in this case is going to be 1/2. So if the line that passes through this point and is perpendicular to this one, then needs to have a slope opposite reciprocal, meaning change the sign. This is positive, change to negative, and then I flip it. 2/1, that is 2. So it's going to be negative 2. So I'm going to draw a line, in this case, point slope that passes through 4, 2 and has my slope equals negative 2. So let's go. Remember the general form. Y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. Let's replace y1 and x1 by 4 and 2. So let's do it. Y minus 2 equals my new m, that is going to be my m2, negative 2, times x minus x1, that is 4. Okay? So let's work a little bit on this one. Let's do y minus 2. Then we are going to do the distributive property, meaning the negative 2 is multiplying a parenthesis, so the negative 2 is going to be multiplying the first one and the second one. Okay? Let's do it. Negative 2 times x is negative 2x minus negative 2 times 4 is negative 8. Let's work with the numbers here. Y minus 2 equals negative 2x minus negative x is the same as adding the opposite, plus 8. And I'm going to get rid of the negative 2 there. The negative 2 is subtracting. I'm going to add 2. I'm going to add 2 both sides. And this is going to be, this 2 goes away, negative 2 goes away. So y equals negative 2x plus 10. This is my new line, y equals negative 2x plus 10, that is perpendicular to my line here, y equals 1/2 x plus 1. Look at that. In this one, 1/2, and in this one, negative 2 is the slope opposite reciprocal.